Hi Cantor, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-August 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who like, if you shared, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the Bridging the Gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past, present, future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get to all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight. And after the Bridging the Gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side, we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as the energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Two of Coins. So this is a Capricorn energy here. And it could just be saying that your feelings and them might run hot and cold, right? Because we see the one coin has the red heart there, and the other one has this icier look to it. So it could just be saying that, one day you might feel like, oh yeah, I could totally go the distance with this person, and other times you might have had your doubts. So that's what I see with that. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Empress. So yeah, maybe that's part of what it was, right? So maybe this was someone that you might have perceived as a little bit too high maintenance, right? Where maybe you felt like they would put you in a position where you had to do most of the heavy lifting in the connection, and that might have been where you might have had your doubts as to whether or not it could last. Alright, in the present position on your side, we have Power. So this is the equivalent of the Emperor in traditional tarot, which is Aries energy. So yeah, it could just be saying that now maybe you're viewing them a little bit differently, right? To where you're like, okay, maybe I can step into that role, and you might feel like, okay, if the two of us work that way together, then we could actually come across as more of a power couple, right? So maybe it's like you were a little bit more pessimistic toward the connection in the past, but now in the present, you seem to be a little more optimistic. Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Page of Swords. So yeah, so maybe for some of you, this might be part of the reason why you have shifted your perspective and you're viewing it a little bit more optimistically, because maybe now you see that they're putting more effort into the connection, right? So maybe it seems like they might still have some work to do to get to the level that you would hope for, but at least you're seeing that effort now, so where you're like, okay, so at least it looks like they are willing to do their fair share, but you might just realize that they're feeling their way through the situation, right? So maybe they struggle a little bit with communication, right? Because the sword there represents communication. If we look at the way that they're holding the sword, it doesn't like the smartest way to do it, right? So it's one of those things where it could just be saying, all right, they're feeling their way through it, getting used to the new energy. All right, and future energy on your side, we have the Four of Arrows. So this is Libra energy here, and usually points to an energy of healing. So we do see the three arrows off to the side there, which makes you think back to the Three of Arrows or Three of Swords energy. So yeah, to me this says that maybe there was some disappointment and a bit of a rough stretch that the two of you might have gone through, but now it looks like you guys are moving toward the path of healing the connection. Alright, and future energy on their side, we also have the Four of Swords. So interesting to see that you guys both have the same energy coming across, although we see the artwork's a lot more different here. And yeah, so looking at the artwork here, right, almost looks like a double date type of dynamic, so it could just be saying that maybe that's what it is. Again, because like I said, maybe because they might be a little bit more nervous, right? Maybe they're not as good with communicating when it comes to relationships. That might be a way it might try to suggest that you guys could ease your way into things, right? They might start to suggest like double date dynamics or just things where you meet in bigger groups, right? Because they might feel like it's just a little bit less pressure on them to communicate and everything. So I feel like that could be their way of easing their way into a situation. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have Innocence. So this is the equivalent to the Fool card. So yeah, I feel like this is saying on the one hand, this is you taking that risk, right? And saying, okay, maybe you will step into an energy and a role that maybe you're not normally accustomed to. But also I feel like this is saying maybe this is you coming to the realization that this is how this person is, right? And now you're coming to a realization. So again, like I said, maybe you might have viewed them as high maintenance in the past, but now you're slowly starting to see that, okay, it's not really that they require a lot. It's just that they're feeling their way through being more open with their communication. And once you see that they are putting in the effort, I feel like that's going to make you feel more positive toward the connection. All right, and bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Knight of Swords. So yeah, so this is a good indicator. I feel like this is saying that with time they will improve with their communication, right? And I feel like this is saying that even though they might they're still feeling that out, right? So, for example, let's say maybe they come across a little bit more cold with their communication. I feel like seeing the sword with those feathers on it there says that, I feel like you will still be able to see that beneath the surface that there is a softer energy at play there. So, yeah, I feel like this is saying you will start to see them slowly improve and get better with communication and the connection. All right, so we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Love Oracle card deck. Just going to pull a single card from this deck. Alright, so I'm going to put the deck down for a second, and then we'll actually just pull a card. So give me a few seconds to tune in. Okay, we'll take this card here, and let me get this out of the way. And next we'll also pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So same situation, just pulling a single card from this deck as well. Alright, and that didn't want to go back in the deck. So from Messages of Love, we have Warning. It says don't dismiss the red flags here. So interesting, right? Because from what I'm seeing, their intentions do seem pure, right? But I feel like this is saying initially, like I was saying, maybe you get the energy from them that, oh, maybe they're stuck up, maybe they're high maintenance, right? To where you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to put the energy toward that, right? So to be fair, this can say that maybe for some of you, they would be that type, right? Who would try to take advantage of the situation. But I mean, what I'm seeing with the spread as a whole, it really does look like they are organically just getting there. It's not that they're trying to be that way or trying to be difficult. It's just that they're going through a process right now. But we'll see what the Wisdom of the Oracle has to mix. All right, we have Thinker. Here's the artwork, and the number is 44. So we'll see what this has to say. Alright, the relationship message says love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. This is the time to weigh the pros and cons of your partnership. If there is enough common ground, go for it. If not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work. And should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Now is not the time to indulge in a fantasy. No matter what, in this case, the facts are the facts. So yeah, interesting message there, right? Because for some of you then, like it says, make sure you have more things in common, right? So I feel like this is but looking at the situation as a whole, again, like I said, it looks like maybe in the past and maybe even up to this point, if you don't feel this energy yet, you might still feel like, I don't know, maybe this person's a little high maintenance, maybe they're not my type. I feel like this is saying, if nothing else, take it slow with them, right? To see like, okay, is that genuinely how they are? Or are they just a little bit slow to warm up? Because to me, it seems more like they're a little bit slow to warm up. So I wouldn't say dismiss this person fully, right? Especially even if we look at the future energy on their side, where, like we said, maybe they would even be the one to suggest more like group activities just because they have that level of anxiety around the situation, right? So to me, I would take that as more of a positive, right? Where it's like, okay, this is a sign that they do want to make an effort, but they still have to get comfortable. So definitely an interesting reading for sure, but hopefully I resonate for you guys. We'll wrap up there, and we'll see you all next month. All right, bye.